Chapter 10. Finding the CoPilot. Many of us have a vivid idea of what all we want to accomplish, but unfortunately very few of us can make it happen. More than 50% of startups do not even make it beyond 5 years, and even if they do, they are not profitable and/or sustainable. Most of the time we blame our environment, our upbringing, financial issues, or make some other excuse. Very rarely do we take responsibility that we were not prepared for accomplishing that level of success. I have been guilty of that at some point in my life as well. Here's a scenario I encourage you to think about. You're born in a family where everybody is used to traveling using a bike or a car. You are frustrated with the regular traffic jams and want to visit exotic places. You start dreaming about flying an airplane. You go to the airport and there's an airplane ready to fly, all fueled up, similar to having clear core values and goals, engine running just like the passion to succeed. All the staff, employees of your company are ready to assist you, and you are motivated to go places. What happens if I replace the pilot with you? Will the airplane still fly the way it is supposed to? It won't. Even though the motivation and risk-taking ability are there, and the system is functional, you lack the training of a pilot. Same happens to most of the well-funded startups. The entrepreneur trying to run the company lacks training in terms of leading the organization. Every elite or international level athlete has a coach. Entrepreneurship is no different. Going back to the airplane example, if you want to learn how to fly an airplane, do you buy your airplane and try to fly it on your own in your backyard, or you would go to a flying school? Most of us will choose to go to a flying school and learn with an experienced, licensed pilot in their plane. That too without passengers, at least in the beginning. Once we have learned how to fly it in all kinds of bad weather scenarios, we would be able to get a license to fly it on our own. If we try to fly the airplane by ourselves without training, of course it will be a disaster and a life-threatening experience. Unfortunately, many of us don't apply this common sense to other areas of life, and we try to run our startup with our existing thinking because most of the times we don't have much to lose. Or, we have uninformed optimism after listening to success stories of other entrepreneurs. No wonder most startups fail. I made the same mistake 5 times before I learnt my lesson. So, what does it take to make your first startup work? Let's revisit the flying example. If you want to learn how to fly the plane, then there are 2 things which matter the most. 1. Why do you want to fly? If you are happy with your bike or car, then there is no point in bothering about soaring in the sky. But if you have a burning desire to fly because you want to take complete ownership of your life and travel to distances on your own terms and conditions, then it makes far more sense to fly. Especially if you wish to get places without getting stuck in traffic and go to various exotic places around the world. That means that you are willing to go out of your comfort zone to make things happen and learn things despite fear of failure. 2. Who is your co-pilot? Your co-pilot should be someone who has already flown a plane successfully. It should be a person who has produced the results that you want to and have yet to accomplish. Your co-pilot can't be your equally ignorant friend who has never flown an airplane before. One needs to check the fruit or results and the root or values before any partnership of this kind. That person may not be doing exactly what you want to do. For example, if you want to create an impact and live a peaceful life, your co-pilot could be selling cow dung. But if they can create impact and live a peaceful life by selling cow dung and by producing biogas, who cares about the methods, right? If the methods are moral, legal, and ethical, it is fine. Your mentor doesn't have to be perfect, and you don't have to like them. Once you are resourceful enough, eventually you can always work on anything innovative that's related to your passion. The key idea is to learn while being appreciative to your mentor for the knowledge being imparted, because a good mentor will not tell you what you want to hear but what you need to hear. As a matter of fact, if the systems are right, statistically an airplane journey can be safer than a car journey. As both of you are flying together, your co-pilot will not intentionally teach you anything wrong because if he or she did, you both would die. which means that your mentor can't be someone who doesn't lose anything if you fail, or a YouTube mentor or Elon Musk, unless you are working with him. You can get inspired, but you need someone in the field to work with. You wouldn't like to fly in an airplane whose pilot trained only by watching YouTube videos, would you? Once these two things, the why and the who, are solidified, it doesn't matter what plane you're flying at which airport or what the weather is like. In business terms, it means that the business idea, industry, or economy does not matter if you have the right reason to build a business and the right partner or mentor to support you. Unfortunately, most of us get so hung up on the beauty of the airplane, that is, how great of an idea we have, or the technology behind it, that we forget about why we are flying and who we are flying with. Most businesses tend to fail because entrepreneurs muddle up other areas of their life, such as health, finances, relationships, career, spirituality, etc. Because ultimately, entrepreneurs are people too. For example, Apple founder Steve Jobs died at a young age because of pancreatic cancer. There's nothing wrong with making mistakes or having problems in life, it's part of the process. But the important part is being able to correct it and move forward with the guidance of someone who has been there and done that. The role of a good co-pilot is not only to teach what to do in the cockpit, but also to teach you what to do outside of the flying hours. The goal is to maintain a growth mindset and apply that to different aspects of life. For example, if you party too hard or have a fight with your spouse, your performance is going to decline. If you sell your car too early, that is, quit your job before building a successful business, you won't be able to get to the airport to fly the plane or run your startup. In other words, a good mentor teaches you how to create a structured, integrated life around your business so that you can manage your health, finances, relationships, career, and spiritual life around entrepreneurship. Another mistake that many of us often make is to start listening to the advice or criticism of people who have never flown an airplane. Those are the people who haven't accomplished the results we are looking to have. It may sound ignorant, but we do that many times in the field of entrepreneurship. We listen to the opinions of our close friends and family just because they sound intelligent, or we respect them, or we want to please them. We listen to them to save face or because they have loved and supported us for a very long time. We decide to give up on our dreams because they refuse to support us for what we set out to do. They might even go to the extent of discouraging us because their intention is to prevent us from suffering. For example, my father told me that I have lost track, and I should focus on my PhD, probably because he couldn't see me fail. My well-meaning brother was even willing to send me money so that I don't do business for the greed of money. Of course, anyone setting out in the entrepreneurial field should be focused on doing something significant with the understanding that money is a byproduct. That is why I said, thank you but no, and chose to pursue building my business. Dealing with other people is still relatively easier, but dealing with our self-doubts and preconceived notions is one of the most difficult things. Imagine if a friend told you, you can't fly, you are definitely going to crash the plane. Or a family member told you, don't look down. It's very scary. Are you sure you want to really do this? These things will start to sow seeds of doubt and fear in your mind, if you let it. Depending on whom you choose to listen to, the random people in your life versus the co-pilot, you will reap the respective outcomes. The ones who listen to the co-pilot eventually fly, and those who listen to the naysayers will be those who stay on the ground. Stuck and unable to take off, lost in their self-doubt and fear because of lack of trust in themselves and their mentor. In fact, if you are like me, you can use the negative words of naysayers to propel yourself further. Remember, you don't need to know everything and great to start, but you need to start to be great. You need to learn to trust the co-pilot and the process. I want to start my own business. Should I do an MBA? This is a common question that aspiring entrepreneurs often ask me. I understand the thought process behind it because that is what we have been guided and programmed by society to think. I had contemplated it too at some point in the earlier part of my entrepreneurial journey. But entrepreneurship is the business of people, not just theories to be learnt. My honest answer to this question would be a strong no to the need for an MBA to be a successful entrepreneur. That's been proven by many top CEOs. While an MBA does give you good exposure to the business basics, access to resources, and provides technical know-how about business operations, here are 3 reasons why I didn't put my money into it. Knowledge is not power, but applied knowledge is. I learned way more about life and business in the 5 years I spent working directly in partnership with successful entrepreneurs in the field than I learned through the 24 years of my academic education because they had the practical knowledge to impart upon me. While most MBA professors and my colleagues are great people, most of them are not living the life that I want. I want to produce outcomes like creating a positive global impact, personal freedom, quality family time, and travel the world. They are usually working as employees who spend more time in the office than with their family and need to constantly deal with the workplace politics. Few of them run businesses, but in most cases, instead of them owning the business owns them. Additionally, they are less likely to take on a fresh kid in business as a mentee because they have no financial vested interest in you. If you do succeed or don't, it has no direct impact on their lives. I would rather associate and build a deep connection with a vital few, which are my mentors, than a shallow relationship with many or all the people I meet. Simply put, form quality relationships with those who want to help and see you succeed. It is not about the quantity of baseless connections. Getting an MBA is expensive, both in terms of time as well as money. To start and run my business, I have invested less than 10% of what I would have invested in the MBA program, and I retired from my job at the age of 32. Granted, not everyone without an MBA starting their business is able to keep their investments that low. And that is why I started up Genius Universal, an educational and incubation system to show budding entrepreneurs the way. Let's do the math. MBA from the University of Chicago. Total cost $100,000 to $150,000. 50 hours per week, multiplied by 50 weeks, multiplied by 2 years equal to 5,000 hours. Income equal to $100,000 per year of time-based income. Entrepreneurship, part-time, total cost $300 per month, multiplied by 12 months, multiplied by 5 years, equal to $18,000. 20 hours per week, multiplied by 50 weeks, multiplied by 5 years, equal to 5,000 hours. Income equal to $50,000 per year of asset-based income. I didn't consider the cost of living for the simplicity of calculation. If you are interested, I can give the honor of doing that calculation to you. Similar numbers apply to various countries. It might seem like entrepreneurship is losing, but remember. 1. If you make $50,000 per month of asset-based income, it's equivalent to owning a $1 million asset. 2. It can be scaled up as much as you want, and you can sell or will it to someone else. 3. You won't most likely fire or lay off yourself, even though your employer might. 4. If you build a business like I do, it stays steady during recession. 5. Lastly, and most importantly, I can't put a price tag on all-round development that I undergo. Is there a guarantee of success? No. But is there a guarantee of a job? Obviously not. The only guarantee of your success in entrepreneurship is you. You may seek mentorship, but you need to do the groundwork. Just like nobody can go to the bathroom for you. It's your business. You are free to disagree with me because there are many ways to achieve the same goal. I have shared my honest opinion to the best of my knowledge so far. Chapter summary. Entrepreneurs fail in business because they lack training to be an entrepreneur. Ideally, your mentor needs to have the fruits and roots you want and should lose something if you fail. The role of a good mentor is not only to teach you how to build your business, but also to build your priorities around it. Stop listening to advice or criticism of all the people who don't have the results you want. Entrepreneurship is the business of people, not just theories to be learnt. Knowledge is not power, but applied knowledge is. The only guarantee of your success in entrepreneurship is you. You may seek mentorship, but you need to do the groundwork.